Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms. And tomorrow night, live on the WWE Network, two brands battle for supremacy in a match where both teams have 5 of their top superstars from each brand as they engage in head-to-head competition. Also, two teams that stole the show last year make history this year as the Raw Tag Team Champions, for the very first time ever, battle the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. And also, there is a beast on the horizon. He awaits a phenomenal champion as this said phenomenal champion attempts to do the unthinkable and conquer the Conqueror. But before it's time to battle for supremacy, before it's time for the champion versus champion matchups, before it's time for the Survivor Series, it's time for the rundown! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video right here on YouTube.com. You already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. This is the rundown for WWE Survivor Series 2017. We are going to go through each and every single match that is scheduled for the card tomorrow night. Survivor Series, as we all know, takes place in Houston, Texas tomorrow night on the WWE Network, with the pre-show starting at 5 p.m. Yes, a special 2-hour edition of the pre-show because it's one of the big 4 pay-per-views, and we're going to get straight into the matchups. So, on the pre-show, of course, we have the Cruiserweight Championship match between Kalisto and Enzo Amore. I expect no different than what we got at TLC. What we got at TLC was not a bad match at all. I actually think that that match at TLC was Enzo Amore's best match to date. And you can mark it down. It's Enzo Amore's best match to date. So, if history is to repeat itself, we should get another decent encounter. I expect Kalisto to carry most of the match because he is an incredibly talented athlete. Probably one of the most talented athletes that they have in the Cruiserweight division, along with Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. And I expect no different from Enzo Amore to hit the Jordunzo that eat defeat, and he gets the win, and he retains his Cruiserweight Championship. Who knows? Maybe we get to see Hideo Itami and Rockstar Spud appear. One of those two, because apparently WWE is looking to bring those two up, or sign Rockstar Spud, rather, and bring Hideo Itami up for 205 Live. We're going to have to see how it plays out. But as far as the outcome goes, Enzo Amore gets the victory, and he retains the Cruiserweight Championship. So far, that's the only match they announced for the pre-show. Nothing else has been announced for the pre-show, so I'm assuming that all the other matches are going to take place on the main show. So, we're going to get right into it. So we got the 5-on-5 Women's Survivor Series match, and it is going to be Alicia Fox captaining Team Raw, and her partners are Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Bayley, and Asuka, taking on the team captain Becky Lynch, Tamina, Carmella, Naomi, and a mystery competitor. Mark this down. Paige is scheduled to return. Paige is going to be the 5th member of Team Smackdown. If not, it would be a huge, huge missed opportunity. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to be saying, oh, but Paige was drafted to Raw back during the 2016 Superstar Draft. Does anyone really remember that? At this point, does it really matter? Because they haven't used Paige ever since she lost a Women's Championship match to Charlotte back in June. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whatsoever. Paige is going to be the mystery competitor for SmackDown Live, and I'm predicting it right down the middle. SmackDown Live is going to win. Apparently, they were looking, or I was looking in the dirt sheets, if you want to call them that, but I was looking through all the credible wrestling sources, and some of them were saying that Team SmackDown Live is supposedly rumored to come out on top. And yes, I know that Team Raw has the competitors like Nia Jax and Sasha Banks and Asuka. If my calculations are correct, I would think that WWE, if they were smart, they would do one of two things with Asuka if they are going to have SmackDown win, which I think they will. Number one, what they could do is they could have Asuka get eliminated via countout. That way, she is safe from a pinfall or submission loss. Or two, Asuka has some miscommunications with a member of Team Raw. And I'm going to predict it now that if she should have a miscommunication with a member of Team Raw, it is going to be Nia Jax. Nia Jax and Asuka are going to butt heads. And Nia Jax is going to get up in Asuka's face. Asuka's just going to lay out everyone in sight. She's going to lay out everyone from Team Raw, everyone from Team SmackDown. And we are going to slowly work toward a NXT TakeOver The End rematch between Asuka and Nia Jax in the future. Mark my words. But as far as the outcome goes, I don't know how we are going to get the outcome, but I am predicting that Team SmackDown is going to win to get revenge on Team Raw for what happened last year. Let's dive into our first champion versus champion match. The Intercontinental Champion The Miz versus Baron Corbin. As we all know, Baron Corbin retained his United States title over Sin Cara this past Tuesday. Miz is still sucking as Intercontinental Champion, as you know. Corbin wins. Plain and simple. I cannot stand him. Cannot stand The Miz. Corbin needs the win. I really don't care. I don't. Corbin wins. The Miz, as we all know, yes, he may be a decent wrestler, but all he can do as of right now is talk. Baron Corbin, yes, he hasn't really had a memorable reign thus far as a United States champion, but it's been a decent reign. The match that he had with Sin Cara was actually a very good match, and it was better than I expected. Sin Cara and Baron Corbin actually had very good chemistry, and I hope I get to see another match with them in the future. If this Sin Cara push is to continue, then possibly we might get a rematch at Clash of Champions, which is the next pay-per-view and the final pay-per-view of the year, which is a SmackDown Live exclusive pay-per-view on December 17th. But Corbin wins. Corbin wins. Corbin needs the win. Miz is approaching almost 200 days as Intercontinental Champion. Corbin needs the win to enhance his United States Championship reign. Though he may be a legit competitor, he needs a couple big wins on his side. Next, we got The Shield versus The New Day. This has the potential to be match of the year. You saw what The Shield did with Evolution. You saw what The Shield did with the Wyatt family. So, trust me, we are in for a real treat with The Shield and The New Day. And I have full confidence in the WWE that they are going to make The Shield win, mainly because of the fact that they are looking to do whatever it takes in order to get Roman Reigns cheered. And this past Monday Night Raw was the start of it. And it really does surprise me. It really does surprise me how many people in the WWE Universe are clueless, mindless zombies. And Halloween was 2 weeks ago. Halloween was over 2 weeks ago, and people are already fooled. People are still acting like zombies. You can cheer all you want, and you can do this, you can do that, you can enjoy the product all you want, and you can cheer for Roman while he's in the Shield all you want. I just hope you know what the end result of this is. And Roman Reigns is going to be right back to his original position should he win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to get booed out of the building. But I'm not really going to look that far because I want to enjoy The Shield versus The New Day. It is going to be a great damn match, and I expect them to just be brawling all over the place. I expect a triple powerbomb through a table. I would love to see that. I expect a midnight hour to whoever. And I expect the Shield to come out victorious. There's no way that I do not see the Shield coming out victorious in this match. But it's going to be a great damn match. This is going to be one of the matches that is going to make Survivor Series. Now into another champion versus champion match. Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss. The Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte. Charlotte, of course, won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Natalya in a fantastic match. As far as this match goes, I have a feeling that this is going to be a very, very, very good women's match. This may be one of the best women's matches on the main roster that we may see. Because, put it this way, there have been some good women's matches on WWE television. I'm not going to discredit anyone. Of course, we had Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. We had Natalya versus Naomi at SummerSlam. We had the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Bayley versus Alexa Bliss back at Payback. So yeah, there have been some very good women's matches on the main roster, but there hasn't really been that one match that has really set the bar for the year. Of course, as far as women's matches in the entire company go, including NXT, Ember Moon and Asuka at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, no question. But Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte, this may be the best women's match on the main roster of this year. And this is kind of hard to call. Because, you know, you got the fact that Charlotte, since she just won the Women's Championship, you would think that she would be the one to come out victorious against Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss, she's mainly been on this, if you want to call it, monumentous role, you can. But as far as I see it, I don't really see much hype around Alexa Bliss as the Raw Women's Champion. So it would make sense for Charlotte to come out victorious. But then there's that thought looming in the back of your head, or in the back of my head, rather. I'm not sure if it's looming in the back of anyone else's head, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's that thought that Natalya could possibly cost Charlotte the match, which in turn would set up a rematch between Charlotte and Natalya at Clash of Champions. You never know. There's a lot of different feuds going on across both brands outside of this Raw versus SmackDown feud altogether that you could think is going to come into play at Survivor Series. And I have another one. I actually have another one which I talked about yesterday on the Lightning Flash update, if you missed it, which I will go over later. But if I had to call something down the middle, it would make sense for Natalya to interfere in this matchup and possibly cost Charlotte the match against Alexa Bliss. So I'm actually going to go with Alexa Bliss. And Alexa Bliss is going to win because of Natalya's cheap tactics against Charlotte, which in turn will set up the rematch for Charlotte and Natalya at Clash of Champions. So Alexa Bliss comes out victorious. Next, we got the Raw Tag Team Champions. The Bar. Sheamus and Cesaro versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. I gotta get me a Down Since Day One-ish shirt from the Usos, and maybe I'll get the Usos snapback as well, because the Usos are fantastic. This year specifically, the Usos have really showcased the true talent that they possess that I didn't even know that they had. So as far as this match goes, again, this also has that separate rivalry factor that could play into this match. And you would think that Benjamin and Gable could possibly cost the Usos a match against the Bar, which in turn will set up their rematch for the tag team titles at Clash of Champions as well. And then, and only then, will Benjamin and Gable become tag team champions. But considering what happened last year, it would make sense for the Usos to come out victorious against the Bar. This is also going to be one of the matches that is going to make Survivor Series. The Bar and the Usos put on a fantastic performance in the 10-on-10 Smackdown versus Raw tag team match last year. It was probably one of the best moments of Survivor Series last year. So I fully expect them to do the exact same thing. You give these guys the 15-20 minutes and they'll put on one of the best tag team matches you'll see all year. Trust me. Trust me. As far as the outcome goes, you know what? I'm going to have to go with it. I'm going to have to go with the Usos. Just the way that they've been built up and the way they've been showcased and portrayed on SmackDown Live as this untouchable, savage tag team. It would make sense for the Usos to come out victorious against the Bar, get their redemption from last year, and then they go on to face Benjamin and Gable for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at Clash Champions. Usos come out victorious. The Bar, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Next, we got the 5-on-5 traditional men's Survivor Series tag team match. On Team Raw, we have the Captain Kurt Angle. We got Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and Triple H. What a team we got there. And then you look at SmackDown side and the Captain Shane McMahon, and you got Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena. Those 10 men alone, you could take out all the other Survivor Series matchups apart from Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles, and you could pit any one of those 5 men against each other. You could do Shane and Kurt Angle again. You could do Shane and Strowman. You could do Strowman, Nakamura. You could do Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, Cena, Samoa Joe. You could do Orton and Joe. You could do Shinsuke and Balor. And you can make any of those 5 matches, and that could be Survivor Series alone. And that pay-per-view will still be considered a great pay-per-view. Those 10 men in this 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series tag team match are, without a doubt, going to be one of, if not the highlight of the show. This match is very, very, very unpredictable. Because, we got SmackDown, and on SmackDown, they've really been this united unit outside of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Meanwhile, on Monday Night Raw, you got Stephanie McMahon with her hideous voice talking down Kurt Angle and his son Jason Jordan and all that other crap, making Triple H the 5th man, which I am not against. But there's a lot of tension among the Monday Night Raw roster up until last Tuesday on SmackDown Live. But then you got Monday Night Raw with all this star power, with all these world champions or future world champions in Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. Then you got the veterans, Kurt Angle and Triple H, and you see all that star power, all that muscle that's on Team Raw. You would think that Team Raw has the advantage over SmackDown, no matter how unified SmackDown really is. So there's a lot of unpredictability to go into this match. This match has been built up very, 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 very well. Very, very, very well. And there's a lot of other separate feuds that could possibly play into this match. Is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going to screw over Shane McMahon? Are they going to be the cause of Shane McMahon's elimination? Or, and I talked about this yesterday on the Lightning Flash update, there is absolutely nothing that is stopping the WWE from having Jason Jordan come out of nowhere and eliminate Triple H from that match in redemption for taking him off the team. You never know. Could Jason Jordan be the cause of Triple H's elimination? Or could Jason Jordan possibly cost Kurt Angle in redemption for taking him off the team? And that could possibly lead to Jason Jordan versus Kurt Angle, or Jason Jordan versus Triple H at a later date. You never know. But as far as the outcome goes, since Team SmackDown Live won it last year, I'm going to have to go with Raw this year. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because there's always that chance that WWE could have SmackDown Live win. And if I was them, if you are going to make SmackDown Live win, what I would do is I would have SmackDown Live win, Stephanie go to fire Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle says, you know what, no. That's not how I'm going to go out. I'm going out on my own terms. I quit, but before I do, I'm entering the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to shove that WrestleMania win down your throats, which in turn will cause Triple H to enter the Royal Rumble. And then they can start up the feud, and the fire begins to grow and grow and grow all the way up until WrestleMania, where we get Kurt Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania. That would be a fantastic storyline. I would love to see that. But that's only if they're going to make SmackDown win. But I don't think that they're going to go that route. It would be nice to see them go that route, but I really think that Raw's going to come out victorious, mainly because of the way that Monday Night Raw has grown team-wise, and the fact that Triple H just entered himself into the team, and Kurt Angle and The Shield led a fantastic Raw invasion of SmackDown this past Tuesday. So Monday Night Raw comes out victorious, no question. And then we got the main event. We got the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the WWE Champion AJ Styles. This match has been a dream match of mine for a while now. I've wanted this match for a year. AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, let me tell you something. Brock Lesnar, his title reign has been absolutely terrible. And we all know this, because this title reign is nothing more than a filler title reign. Brock Lesnar is nothing but a transitional champion for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, because Vince McMahon wants to sit back and drool over Roman Reigns holding the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. In other words, the sky is blue and all that other BS. We already know that. But Brock Lesnar, we know he is capable of a great match. We know Brock Lesnar is capable of a great match because we've seen it in the past. He just hasn't really had that one person in the modern era that has been able to lead him to a great match outside of, Seth Rollins or somebody like The Undertaker or Triple H, CM Punk, guys like that. But now we get AJ Styles, who is without a doubt the best in the world when it comes to WWE. When it comes to wrestling in general, you look at AJ Styles. AJ Styles personifies wrestling. And AJ Styles could be the one to lead Brock Lesnar to his best match to date. Because we all know, Finn Balor, once he gets his rematch for the Universal Championship, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a great match with Lesnar. It may be short, but it'll be great for what it is. Roman Reigns, we all know that, it may be hard-hitting, but it's nothing more than predictable WWE trash. I mean, I could find more exciting things in a trash can than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. But AJ Styles, he could be that one person to lead Brock Lesnar to his best match in the modern era before Brock Lesnar's contract expires. And again, separate feuds, because let me tell you something. There's a lot of feuds over on SmackDown, more so than Monday Night Raw, that could really come into play. Because all the feuds on Monday Night Raw has pretty much been put on hold. All the feuds on SmackDown Live are still going on while Survivor Series is taking place. So, there's a thought in the back of my mind. Jinder Mahal could possibly screw over AJ Styles in route to getting his WWE title rematch at Clash of Champions. That could still be looming in the back of my mind, but after what happened on SmackDown and the way that Daniel Bryan was just talking about Lesnar and the way that AJ Styles has been built up over the course of this year, this has been AJ Styles' year. AJ Styles had a great year last year. He had an even better year this year. He started the year off as WWE Champion. He had a great match with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, one of the best on the card. He's a 2-time U.S. Champion. Now he's WWE Champion again. And now he's facing Lesnar. So it would really make sense for AJ Styles to come out victorious. Actually, you know what? I'm going with that bold prediction. I am calling AJ Styles to beat Brock Lesnar some way, somehow. If Jinder Mahal interferes, so be it. Lesnar wins, and Jinder Mahal gets his rematch at Survivor Series. I'm not going to complain too much. I'm trying not to complain that much because I want to enjoy Survivor Series as well as NXT TakeOver War Games, because this weekend is perhaps the one weekend out of the entire year that I've been the most excited for. And I was excited for SummerSlam, I was excited for WrestleMania, but when we actually got to the shows, there were good moments, there were bad moments. All in all, not both pay-per-views were, they were built up to be fantastic events. WrestleMania was good, SummerSlam was trash. Now we get the Survivor Series, and the way that Survivor Series has been built up, it's been made to look bigger than WrestleMania, bigger than SummerSlam, bigger than the Rumble, bigger than any pay-per-view they put on this year. So I fully expect AJ Styles to come out victorious, and it's gonna be a good pay-per-view. It should be a very good pay-per-view. And guys, that is my last remarks for the rundown for Survivor Series. I would like to thank each and every one of you who tuned into this video live. You already know what to do. You gotta like, you gotta comment, you gotta subscribe. Give that notifications bell and an F5. Follow me on Instagram at DDog316. Follow me on Twitter at #1 WWE fan. I will be tweeting live for Survivor Series tomorrow night on the WWE Network. Unfortunately, I will not be watching NXT TakeOver War Games tonight because I'm going to a family gathering, and before that, I have to work. It's a pretty busy damn weekend for me, so I got to get right to it. But nevertheless, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the rundown for Survivor Series. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.